An equation for Black people on stage. Simply this. The bulk of relationships Black people are engaged in on stage is the relationship between the Black and the white other. This is the stuff of high drama. I wonder if a drama involving Black people can exist without the presence of the white. No, not the presence. The presence is not the problem. As Toni Morrison writes in her essay Black Matters, the presence of the white often signifies the presence of the Black. Within the subject is its other. So the mere presence of the other is not the problem. The interest in the other is. The use of the white in the dramatic equation is, I think, too often seen as the only way of exploring our Blackness. This equation reduces Blackness to merely a state of non-whiteness. Blackness in this equation is a people whose lives consist of a series of reactions and responses to the white ruling class. We have, for so long, been an oppressed people, but are Black people only blue? As African Americans, we have a history, a future, and a daily reality in which a confrontation with the white ruling class is a central feature. This reality makes life difficult. This reality often traps us in a singular mode of expression. There are many ways of defining Blackness, and there are many ways of presenting Blackness on stage. The Klan does not always have to be outside the door for Black people to have lives worthy of dramatic literature. Saying that Whitey has to be present in Black drama because Whitey is an inextricable aspect of Black reality is like saying that every play has to have a murder in it. Is like saying that every drama involving Jews must reference Treblinka. And what happens when we choose a concern other than the race problem to focus on? What kind of drama do we get? Let's look at the math. Black people plus Whitey equals standard dramatic conflict, also known as standard territory. Black drama, in essence, equals the presentation of the Black as oppressed, so that whatever the dramatic dynamics, they are most often read to equal an explanation or relation of Black oppression. This is not only a false equation, this is bullshit. So that Black people plus X equals new dramatic conflict, otherwise known as new territory, where X is the realm of situations showing African Americans in states other than the oppressed by / oppressed with whitey state, where the white, when present, is not the oppressor always, and where audiences are encouraged to see and understand and discuss these dramas in terms other than the same old shit. An old acquaintance of mine, a somewhat revered theater scholar, once suggested that a fabulous production of The Importance of Being Earnest would feature Black principals with whites as the servants. This is not an interesting use of Black people. This is the thinnest sort of dramaturgy. Ideas like these, equations featuring this lack of complexity, are again and again held up to us as exemplar, as the ultimate possibilities for Black people on stage. Black presence on stage is more than a sign or messenger of some political point. Therefore, I ask 4 questions. 1. Can a white person be present on stage and not be an oppressor? 2. Can a Black person be on stage and be other than oppressed? 3. For the Black writer, are there dramas other than race dramas? 4. Does Black life consist of issues other than race issues? And G, there's another thing. There is no such thing as the Black experience. That is, there are many experiences of being Black which are included under the rubric. Just think of all the different kinds of African people's experiences. I'm continually encouraging myself to explore the drama of the Black person as an integral facet of the universe. This exploration takes me in a very organic way into new territory, because in encouraging myself to listen to the stories beyond my default stories, because the stories determine the shape of the play assumes a new structure. So, as a Black person writing for theater, what is the theater good for? What can theater do for us? We can tell it as it is, tell it like it is, tell it as it was, tell it as it could be. In my plays, I do all three. And the writing is rich because we are not an impoverished people, but a wealthy people, fallen on hard times. I write plays because I love Black people. As there is no single Black experience, there is no single Black aesthetic, and there is no one way to write or think or feel or dream or interpret or be interpreted. As African Americans, we should recognize this insidious essentialism for what it is. A fucked up trap to reduce us to only one way of being. We should endeavor to show the world and ourselves our beautiful and powerfully infinite variety. Ashe.